I wonder for you, when was the first time that you became aware of this idea that you may be called? Do you have a specific memory that comes to mind?
Yes, I feel like at a young age, I always knew that the Lord was calling me to follow Him. Like there was a very definite recognition that God is real, and so because God is real, then that means that He has spoken words over me, given me an identity, and so for the first time, I think it was in confirmation into youth group, I saw and experienced worship in a contemporary kind of way. And then I saw the program of a youth ministry experience, and I thought, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into youth ministry, and I'm going to help people follow and know Jesus, because again, Jesus was so real for so long to me. Just this awareness. I can remember, like, as a kid, praying that prayer of like, okay, Jesus, like, live here, like, be here. And I can remember the room that I prayed that prayer, and just my family, the way in which they followed Jesus, and the way that our life was kind of centered around Him just made it come fully alive. So for me, it was always feel called to be in some kind of ministry, but it unfolded over time. So it started as maybe I'm called to youth ministry. Then it was maybe I'm called to lead worship. The worship leader at the time told me I loved to sing. Like that was an easy thing to do that I would volunteer for. But he was like, "You should put a guitar in your hand." And I was like, "I'm terrible at the guitar. That's not a good idea." And he's like, "You should try." And so he started practicing with me and teach me how to play the guitar. And then all of a sudden, to worship the Lord, to know He was real, but then to have the opportunity to then worship God, that just made the Lord come more alive. And then it grew over time.
I love that. I mean, I love, there's several things I hear in what you said. One is that there was a specific moment where you recognized that God was real, and the reality of God in some ways began to have a claim on you, even as a child. It was helped by your context, your family of origin. That was a big part of the story for you. It was also a big part of the story for me. But then also there were other people that were there to encourage you and kind of push you beyond your comfort zone a little bit. So someone who says, maybe you should put a guitar in your hand. I think that that's a helpful dimension when you have a mentor or a friend or someone who can call things out of you that maybe you're there, but you don't completely see or have the confidence to engage. And then it unfolds over time. I mean, so for me, my father and my grandfather are both pastors, which meant I did not want to go into ministry at all. But it did mean that I had a lot of context around the church and a lot of retreat experiences and a lot of ministry settings where I was a part of. And, I resonate with this idea that God felt real to me. I also know that I have conversations with college students here in Oxford who will say to me, when I was a freshman or a senior, or there was this moment where, I kind of knew that God was a thing, but I met Jesus in Costa Rica, or I met Jesus at this particular moment in time later in life. So wherever it is that you find like that, that engagement with the reality of God, I do think that that's an important dimension, that there's another reality, there is another person that has a voice and a calling that comes from beyond you, that might have something to say about your life. The most important dimension of discovering who you're to be may not be inside of you. It may actually come from outside of you.
Right. That's right.